Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer is a pretty good action fantasy, dark fantasy thing that came out, I think, last year, at the end of last year, I believe. The translations recently came out, so I got to read it, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. Goblin Slayer is a perfect way to relax from all the crazy, overcomplicated, and overly complicated explanations and plots of many other animes, or many other light novels out there. It's a simple premise with simple characters. The universe is a little weird, though. It's kind of a mix of RPG, like titles and attacks, not really with the health. There's no health bars, there's no mana bars, there's no leveling. But it does take the names like classes, and it takes the attacks, and it takes the guilds, it takes the ranks, quests, stuff like that, monsters. Which I like, it's kind of like this particular thing isn't really anything new. It's just basic stuff, but we'll get into what makes it pretty different later on. But yeah, so it's kind of like Rise of the Shield Hero, where it's like the game is in there, even it's part of the universe. They never really say, oh, what's this? Why is this happening? It's basically like Rise of the Shield Hero with that sort of kind of gaming universe, basically. No one has a name in this. You have insert title here girl, and you have insert title here boy. There are adventurers in this that go by fighter, mage, martial artist, cleric. There's no names. They're just named by their titles, which is fine, because I'm bad with names. But yes, if you love violence, if you love gore, this is the volume for you. If you don't, well, then I would recommend you stay away. There is a lot of violence in this. There is a lot of descriptioning of what the goblins do. It goes into great detail of what they, like, how they stab, what comes out, what do they stab, how this person dies. There is even rape in this. Now, it doesn't go into great detail of what happens during the rape. It just heavily implies this particular person gets raped. Our hero, Goblin Slayer, he's truly the main character due to the book being called Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer is actually really interesting. I really like him. He's pretty robotic. He doesn't really say much. He just kind of talk. He says a lot, but well, he only talks when he gets asked something. He says it pretty robotically, like, you must be a rookie. His lines are kind of really just stale and just, I meant stale as in robotic and just kind of plain. He's straight to the point. He doesn't really fiddle around. His armor's pretty cool. I like his armor design. His design's pretty cool. Now, if I recall, we never see what he looks like. We just see the darkest of his helmet. He does have a flashback backstory, which I do think we do see what he looks like then. But now it's very different, because now he's like an adult or a teenager now. But yeah, Goblin Slayer is pretty cool. His backstory is pretty, because, in a book called Goblin Slayer, you need a good reason to be called a Goblin Slayer. Why do you kill goblins, His backstory is that a bunch of goblins destroyed his village and raped his friend. But that's why he wants to kill goblins, and that's pretty much his story. Pretty good backstory, I will say. It's pretty intense, definitely justification of why he wants to kill goblins, why he hates them so much. Now, honestly, I feel like the reason why this novel blew up as fast as it did and why people like it was because it has such a dark undertone and a really violent look to it, and what happens, it's very dark. It's there are many light novels that don't do this, so let's be honest here. There are plenty that just have kind of happy-go-lucky. They're not really, there's fighting and there's blood, but no one really dies, and this people die. So, there's a lot of dread to this. It doesn't have the same basic formula all light novels have with harems and all that stuff. This is definitely different, and I can see why people love this so much. I'm probably going to continue reading this. It's not really anything to, I guess, immerse yourself in. It's kind of just something to enjoy, like a 5-minute, little mini anime thing, kind of like that, with the parodies and stuff. But I really do enjoy this. It's really dark. I'm not really expecting anything big plot-wise from this. Honestly, it just feels like one of those things that you're just kind of on for the ride. You're just enjoying what it offers. It's called Goblin Slayer, so I imagine they're just gonna kill goblins, even though Goblin, that's his name. So I'm just thinking, oh, okay, it's gonna be him killing goblins and whatever. I have read Volume 1 and part of Volume 2. So far it seems that it may stick with that route, but who knows? Who knows? You know, it could go into something different. Who knows, really? But yeah, I highly recommend this to anyone that just loves fantasy, who wants to see something pretty like it's pretty regular but different. You know, it's different. That's why people like it. It's pretty different from the regular stuff we get. So yeah, I highly recommend this. Go check this out, and I'll catch you guys later.